Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare States $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're diving into the world of American numismatics with a special focus on a coin that could very well be hiding a small fortune in your collection, the 2019 United States $quarter featuring Lowell National Historical Park. This coin may look like any other in your pocket change, but it's far more valuable than you might think. So, stay with me till the end of the video because we're about to reveal a surprising price that could just blow your mind. The 2019 Lowell Quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarter series, which celebrates the national parks and historical sites that make the United States so unique. These coins are special, as they feature the stunning artwork of landmarks across the country, and the Lowell National Historical Park coin is no exception. This park in Massachusetts, known for its role in the Industrial Revolution, was chosen to be immortalized on the reverse side of the quarter, and the design itself is a beautiful tribute to America's rich industrial heritage. But here's where things get interesting. While this quarter is part of a larger series, some versions of the 2019 Lowell Quarter have something truly special that makes them stand out in the world of coin collecting: rarity. While many of these quarters were minted in large numbers and circulated widely, a small number of them were struck with notable errors or features that make them more valuable. One of the primary things that make these Lowell quarters rare is the possibility of minting errors. Minting errors are often the result of slight mishaps during production, such as coins being struck off-center, or even having double dies. These errors might seem small, but they can dramatically increase the value of the coin in the eyes of collectors. Imagine finding a Lowell quarter with a double die. This could instantly push the value of the coin way up, as such an error makes the coin a one-of-a-kind piece. Another important factor that plays into the coin's worth is its condition. Like any collectible, the better preserved the coin, the higher its value. While many of these quarters were released into circulation, collectors are always on the lookout for coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition. If you come across a 2019 Lowell quarter that has no visible scratches, dents, or signs of wear, it's going to be much more valuable than one that's seen a few years in your pocket change. Some of these coins, especially those with the minting errors, in perfect condition can command prices much higher than you would expect for a typical quarter. Now, let's talk about the rarity of these specific Lowell quarters. While millions of these quarters were produced, only a few specific examples, especially those with minting errors, are highly sought after by collectors. These rare versions of the coin are often not found in normal circulation, which is why they tend to be discovered in collections, estates, or even coin shops. So, if you're lucky enough to have one of these coins, the first thing you should do is check it thoroughly for any unique features, especially potential minting errors. You also have to remember that the Lowell quarter was part of a broader series, meaning many collectors are focusing on completing the entire America the Beautiful collection. However, it's the quarters that stand out with errors, like the Lowell quarter, that tend to get the most attention from serious collectors. It's these rare coins that could become the crown jewel of a collection. And now, let's get to the most exciting part: the value. If you happen to have a 2019 Lowell quarter with a minting error or one that's in excellent condition, you might be sitting on a goldmine. So, how much can you expect for one of these rare finds? Well, here it is. This little quarter could be worth as much as $49,000. Yes, you heard that right, $49,000. It's hard to believe that a simple quarter could be worth so much, but that's the power of rarity and condition in the world of coin collecting. So, what does this mean for you? If you have any of these quarters in your possession, now is the time to inspect them carefully. Check for minting errors, assess their condition, and if you're unsure about the value, don't hesitate to get a professional appraisal. Even if you don't think it's worth much at first glance, remember, coin collectors and experts are always on the lookout for hidden gems that could bring in significant returns. And there you have it. The 2019 Lowell National Historical Park quarter could be more than just a piece of pocket change. With a little luck and a keen eye for detail, you might just find yourself holding a coin worth tens of thousands of dollars. So, don't take that coin jar for granted. There could be a treasure hiding inside. Top 2, we're going to be talking about a coin that has captured the attention of collectors for years, the 2000 New Hampshire quarter dollar. At first glance, this may seem like just another coin from the state quarter series, but trust me when I say this coin is worth much more than meets the eye. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll be blown away by how much this quarter can actually fetch. The 2000 New Hampshire quarter is part of the popular 50 state quarters program, which was released by the U.S. Mint to celebrate each state's unique history, culture, and heritage. Each quarter in this program features an iconic image representing a specific state, and New Hampshire's quarter is no exception. The design of this coin highlights the Old Man of the Mountain, a natural rock formation that was one of the state's most famous landmarks. Unfortunately, the Old Man of the Mountain collapsed in 2003, adding an emotional layer to this coin, as it symbolizes a piece of New Hampshire's natural history that will never be seen again. But while the design and history behind this quarter are intriguing, it's not just the artwork that makes this coin valuable. It's the rarity and the errors that could make this coin a jackpot for collectors. While most of the 2000 New Hampshire quarters were minted in huge quantities, some of them have distinctive features or minting errors that make them extraordinarily rare. And when it comes to coin collecting, those rare errors are exactly what make a coin worth thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, of dollars. Let's start by talking about the most common error collectors look for in the 2000 New Hampshire quarter: doubled dies. A doubled die occurs when the coin is struck more than once, and the second strike is slightly offset, resulting in a blurry, doubled image. In the case of the New Hampshire quarter, this could happen on the date, or even on the image of the Old Man of the Mountain itself. When a double die error is discovered, collectors go wild because it's something that's truly unique. One small flaw can turn a regular quarter into a treasure, but it doesn't stop there. Another minting error that can increase the value of this coin is an off-center strike. An off-center strike happens when the coin is not properly aligned in the press, causing the design to shift, resulting in a quarter with a portion of the design missing or cut off. These errors can make the coin incredibly rare and desirable to collectors who specialize in misstruck coins. The more extreme the error, the more valuable the coin becomes. So, if you come across a New Hampshire quarter with an off-center strike, make sure to examine it closely. It could be worth a lot more than just 25 cents. Now, let's talk about condition. This is key when it comes to determining the value of any coin, and the 2000 New Hampshire quarter is no exception. Coins that have been circulating in pocket change for years tend to show signs of wear, like scratches, fading, and discoloration. However, if you manage to find a New Hampshire quarter that's in mint condition, meaning it hasn't been circulated or damaged in any way, you're sitting on a goldmine. Coins that are in pristine, uncirculated condition can fetch much higher prices, especially if they also feature a rare error. Speaking of condition, it's also important to note that the 2000 New Hampshire quarter, like all coins from the state quarters program, was produced in both regular circulation and special proof sets. Proof coins are specially made for collectors and have a mirrored, shiny finish that makes them stand out. These proof coins were not meant for circulation and were only sold in limited quantities, which is why they tend to be worth significantly more than their regular counterparts. If you come across a 2000 New Hampshire quarter in proof condition, especially one that has a rare error, it's a highly sought-after piece that could fetch a hefty price on the market. As with any collectible coin, the rarity of a 2000 New Hampshire quarter with a minting error is key. While millions of these coins were made, only a small number will have the right combination of errors and pristine condition that will make them highly desirable to collectors. When you consider how many people have handled these coins over the years, it's easy to see why a quarter with a minting flaw or a perfect finish could be a valuable find. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for: how much could this coin be worth? Well, if you happen to have a 2000 New Hampshire quarter with a rare minting error, or if it's in uncirculated, mint condition, you could be looking at a value of $56,000. Yes, you heard that right, $56,000 for just one quarter. It's incredible to think that a simple coin, with a bit of luck and a keen eye for detail, could be worth that much money. The rarity, the errors, and the condition all come together to make this coin a true gem in the world of coin collecting. So, what does this mean for you? If you have any 2000 New Hampshire quarters lying around, it's time to take a closer look. Inspect them for minting errors, check the condition, and don't forget to look at the date, the design, and any subtle imperfections that could make your coin stand out. Even if you're not sure what to look for, consider getting a professional appraisal. There's a good chance you could be holding onto a rare and valuable piece of American history. Top 3. We're uncovering a coin that's been hiding in plain sight for over 2 decades, and it might just be worth more than you think. The 2003 Arkansas $quarter may look like a simple coin, but don't be fooled, it has some serious value potential if you know what to look for. You might be familiar with the 50-state quarters program, which ran from 1999 to 2008, releasing one quarter for each state to celebrate its history and heritage. Arkansas's coin, released in 2003, is a part of this iconic series, and it features a stunning design. On the reverse side, you'll see the image of a deer and a rice stalk, representing Arkansas's rich natural beauty and agricultural roots. The design beautifully captures the state's history, with its deep connection to both wildlife and farming. But while the artwork is undeniably impressive, it's not just the design that makes this quarter so intriguing, it's the rarity and potential errors that could make it worth thousands of dollars. Now, let's talk about rarity. The 2003 Arkansas quarter was minted in large quantities, but here's the thing, not all of them made it into circulation in perfect condition. Most of these quarters were used as everyday change, showing signs of wear and tear over the years. However, certain coins, especially those that were kept in pristine condition or were part of special mint sets, can be incredibly valuable to collectors. Uncirculated coins are always in high demand because they haven't been exposed to the harsh conditions of circulation, and collectors will pay top dollar for a coin that still shines with all its original details, but condition alone isn't what makes this Arkansas quarter stand out. The key to its high value lies in the potential for minting errors. Minting errors are often small mistakes made during the coin's production that turn an otherwise ordinary coin into something extraordinarily rare. In the case of the 2003 Arkansas quarter, there are a few errors that collectors are particularly eager to find. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die. A double die error happens when a coin is struck twice in slightly different positions, creating a double image of certain elements of the design. In the case of the Arkansas quarter, this could appear on the date or even on the images of the deer or rice stalk. Finding a double die error on this coin is a major win for collectors because it makes the coin unique. If you happen to find one of these, you're looking at a highly desirable coin that could be worth significantly more than a standard Arkansas quarter. Another error to keep an eye out for is an off-center strike. This occurs when the coin isn't properly aligned in the press, resulting in a design that's shifted or incomplete. For a collector, an off-center Arkansas quarter is a treasure. These errors can make a coin stand out in a collection, as they are one-of-a-kind pieces with a very distinct appearance. If you come across one of these quarters, you've found something truly special, but even beyond errors, varieties in the coin's production can also influence its value. While most Arkansas quarters were minted with the same design, slight variations in the minting process, such as differences in the size of the lettering or the depth of the engraving, can occur. These subtle differences may seem insignificant at first glance, but in the world of coin collecting, they can mean the difference between a coin worth a few dollars and one worth thousands. If you spot any unusual characteristics in your Arkansas quarter, it's definitely worth getting it checked out by a professional. So, what makes the 2003 Arkansas quarter so valuable? While it was initially released in large numbers, finding a perfect specimen or one with a minting error is rare. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins that stand out from the rest, and when it comes to the Arkansas quarter, the combination of its striking design, potential minting flaws, and limited availability of high-quality specimens makes it a prime target for anyone looking to add something valuable to their collection. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the price. You might be wondering, how much is a 2003 Arkansas quarter really worth? Well, here's the big reveal. If you find an Arkansas quarter in uncirculated condition, or even better, one with a rare minting error or variety, it could be worth a jaw-dropping $50,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $50,000 for a single quarter. It's incredible to think that a coin that was once just a part of everyday pocket change could be worth so much money today. So, if you've got any 2003 Arkansas quarters in your collection, it's time to take a closer look. Examine the condition of the coin, check for any signs of minting errors, and don't forget to look for any unusual features that could make it stand out. Even if you're unsure, a professional appraisal could reveal that you're sitting on a treasure worth far more than its face value. Top 4, we're going to talk about a coin that might just be sitting in your collection, waiting to make you a small fortune, the 2020 United States quarter dollar featuring Marsh-Billings Rockefeller National Historical Park. At first glance, this might seem like just another quarter, but trust me, this coin has much more to offer than you'd expect. Stick with me until the end of this video, because by the time we're done, you'll understand just why this coin could be worth far more than you think. Released as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, the 2020 Marsh-Billings Rockefeller Quarter is one of the last coins in this series, which honors national parks and historical landmarks across the country. This particular coin features the Marsh-Billings Rockefeller National Historical Park in Vermont, a beautiful site known for its stunning landscape, rich history, and the legacy of conservation. The design showcases a view of the park's woodlands, with an image of a young sapling growing from the earth, symbolizing the future of environmental conservation. But while the design is beautiful, it's the rarity and potential errors that really make this coin stand out. Like any collectible, the value of a coin can skyrocket when it's rare or has unusual characteristics. Although the 2020 Marsh-Billings Rockefeller quarter was minted in large quantities, certain versions of this coin have something unique about them that makes them highly desirable to collectors, especially those with a sharp eye for detail. One of the primary factors that can dramatically increase the value of this coin is minting errors. Minting errors happen when a coin is struck incorrectly during the production process, and they often make a coin much more valuable than a standard example. There are a few key errors that collectors are particularly interested in when it comes to the Marsh-Billings Rockefeller quarter. For example, doubled dies are a common error that makes the design on the coin appear to be doubled in certain areas, like the date or the inscriptions. If you find a 2020 Marsh-Billings Rockefeller quarter with a double die error, especially one that affects the image of the young sapling or the lettering, it could be worth significantly more than a typical quarter. This is because a double die error is a manufacturing mistake that only affects a small number of coins, making them highly collectible. Another minting error to keep an eye out for is an off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't properly aligned in the press, causing part of the design to be cut off or shifted. An off-center Marsh-Billings Rockefeller quarter would have a very noticeable flaw, but for collectors, that flaw makes it special. If you find one of these, you could have a rare coin on your hands, one that's far more valuable than a regular issue. You also have to consider the condition of the coin. The better the condition, the higher the value. Coins that have been circulated and spent as change often show signs of wear, scratches, and discoloration. However, if you happen to find a Marsh-Billings Rockefeller quarter that's in pristine, uncirculated condition, meaning it hasn't been used or handled by the public, it can command a much higher price. Uncirculated coins are always in demand among collectors because they preserve the original beauty and detail of the design. So, if you have a coin that looks like it just came off the press, that's a big win. But wait, it doesn't end there. The rarity of this coin is also tied to its limited availability. Like many of the America the Beautiful quarters, this particular design was minted for a short period of time. While many of these coins were made, only a select few were kept in pristine condition or with unique errors. This rarity factor is a key driver behind the coin's value. In the world of coin collecting, the fewer coins there are in top quality condition, the higher the demand, and the higher the price. Now, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for, the price. If you happen to find a 2020 Marsh-Billings Rockefeller quarter in excellent condition or with a rare minting error, how much could it be worth? Hold on to your seats, because this coin can be worth a staggering $43,000. That's right, $43,000 for a single quarter. It's hard to believe that a coin, which was once just a part of everyday pocket change, could be worth that much money, but that's the power of rarity and unique characteristics in the coin collecting world. So, what does this mean for you? If you have any 2020 Marsh Billings Rockefeller quarters lying around, it's time to take a closer look. Check for minting errors like double dies or off-center strikes, and make sure to assess the coin's condition. Even if you don't think it's worth much, consider having it professionally appraised. You could be sitting on a valuable treasure without even knowing it. Top 5. We've got a very special coin to talk about, a quarter that might be worth far more than its face value, especially if you know what to look for. We're diving into the 2008 Arizona quarter dollar, part of the famous 50-state quarters program. But don't be fooled, this coin isn't just another state quarter. There's a lot more to it than meets the eye, and by the end of this video, you might be looking at your change a little differently. First, let's take a look at what makes the 2008 Arizona quarter stand out. Released as part of the series in honor of each state, Arizona's quarter features an image of the Grand Canyon, one of the most iconic and breathtaking landmarks in the United States. The design captures the rugged beauty and vastness of this natural wonder, complete with a sun setting behind the canyon and a saguaro cactus in the foreground. This design isn't just a beautiful tribute to the state, it's also a part of American history that collectors value deeply. Now, here's where things get interesting. Although millions of these quarters were minted, not all of them are created equal. What makes this coin valuable to collectors is its rarity, its condition, and, most importantly, the potential for minting errors. Minting errors are mistakes made during the production of the coin, and these errors are what turn a regular coin into something extraordinary. If you happen to find a 2008 Arizona quarter with a rare error, you could be holding onto something worth a lot of money. One of the most desirable errors that collectors look for in this coin is the double die error. A double die occurs when a coin is struck twice in slightly different positions, causing the design to appear doubled. This can happen in various parts of the coin, but for the Arizona quarter, it could affect the image of the Grand Canyon or the lettering. When this error happens, it's not just a slight flaw, it makes the coin unique, and that uniqueness is what collectors crave. If you find an Arizona quarter with a double die error, especially one that affects a prominent feature like the cactus or the Grand Canyon, you could be looking at a valuable piece of coin history. Another error to keep an eye out for is an off-center strike. This occurs when the coin isn't properly aligned in the minting press, causing the design to be shifted to one side, leaving part of the coin blank or incomplete. An off-center Arizona quarter with a large portion of the design missing is a highly sought-after find for collectors, and it could fetch a premium price. These coins are especially rare, as they don't happen very often, which is why they're so valuable. Aside from these minting errors, the condition of the coin also plays a major role in its value. Coins that have been circulated over time often show signs of wear, such as scratches, discoloration, and fading. But if you happen to find an Arizona quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition, meaning it hasn't been used in transactions and still has its original shine and detail, you could have a small treasure on your hands. Uncirculated coins are always in high demand because they are the closest to the way they were first struck, and they hold much more value than a coin that's been through the wear and tear of daily circulation. Even beyond the errors and condition, rarity is key when it comes to the value of the 2008 Arizona quarter. Although millions of these quarters were minted, the fact that most of them have been used in regular transactions means that fewer and fewer pristine examples are out there. If you happen to have a well-preserved Arizona quarter, especially one with a minting error, it could be worth significantly more than its face value. So, what kind of price can you expect if you find a rare and well-preserved 2008 Arizona quarter? This is the moment you've been waiting for. If your coin is in excellent condition or has a rare minting error like a double die or off-center strike, it could be worth an astonishing $37,000. Yes, you heard that right, $37,000 for a single quarter. It's incredible to think that a coin that was once a part of everyday pocket change could now be worth so much money, but that's the magic of rare coins and minting errors in the world of numismatics. If you have any 2008 Arizona quarters lying around, it's time to take a closer look. Inspect them for minting errors like double dies or off-center strikes, and make sure to check the overall condition of the coin. Even if you think it's just another regular quarter, don't be too quick to dismiss it. A simple mistake in the minting process could turn that ordinary coin into a rare and valuable collector's item. Top 6. We're about to dive into a coin that you might have overlooked at first glance, but trust me, this one could be worth far more than you think. Today, we're talking about the 2013 Paris Victory and International Peace Memorial Quarter. You may have seen it in your change or even have a few sitting in your collection, but what makes this particular quarter so valuable? Stick with us until the end of this video, because we're going to reveal just how much this coin could be worth, and trust me, it's more than you can imagine. The 2013 Paris Victory Quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, a series that highlights significant national parks and landmarks across the United States. This coin is specifically dedicated to the Paris Victory and International Peace Memorial, located on South Base Island in Ohio. The memorial itself commemorates the Battle of Lake Erie during the War of 1812 and the lasting peace that followed. The coin features an image of the memorial itself, with an American flag waving proudly in the background and a naval ship beneath it, symbolizing the victory and the peace that the battle helped to secure. The design itself is a beautiful tribute to American history and an important piece of the nation's heritage. So, what makes this coin worth more than its face value? It's all about rarity and errors, two factors that can skyrocket the value of any coin in the world of numismatics. Most coins are produced in large quantities and end up circulating as part of everyday transactions, which means they aren't worth much more than their face value. But there's more to this quarter than meets the eye, especially when you consider the potential for minting errors that can make this coin stand out from the rest. One of the most common, and most desirable, errors that collectors look for is the double die error. A double die happens when a coin is struck multiple times, but slightly off-center during the minting process, causing certain elements of the design to appear doubled. On the Paris Victory Quarter, this could affect any part of the design, but it's most noticeable in the details of the memorial or the inscriptions around the edge. Finding a double die error on this coin is a big deal because it makes the coin unique. A double die quarter is considered rare, and collectors will pay a premium for one, especially when it's in good condition. Another error that collectors are on the lookout for is the off-center strike. This error occurs when the coin is not perfectly aligned in the press, causing part of the design to be cut off or shifted. In the case of the Paris Victory Quarter, an off-center strike could result in a coin with part of the design missing, or one that's slightly tilted. These coins are highly sought after because they are visually distinctive and incredibly rare. If you find an off-center Paris Victory Quarter, especially one with a noticeable shift in the design, you could be holding onto a coin worth much more than just 25 cents. Condition is also incredibly important. Coins that have been kept in uncirculated or mint condition are far more valuable than those that have been used in circulation. Over time, coins that are handled frequently show signs of wear, scratches, discoloration, and fading. But a coin that's been preserved and kept in excellent condition will fetch a much higher price among collectors. If you find a Paris Victory Quarter that's still in pristine condition, it could dramatically increase its worth, but it's not just the errors or condition that make this coin valuable, rarity plays a huge role as well. The 2013 Paris Victory Quarter was minted in relatively high quantities, but as with any coin, only a small percentage of those make it into the hands of collectors, especially in perfect or near-perfect condition. Even rarer are the coins with significant minting errors, which makes them even more desirable. The combination of rarity, condition, and potential errors makes this coin a real gem in the world of coin collecting. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the big reveal. If you have a 2013 Paris Victory Quarter in excellent condition, or even better, one with a minting error, how much could it be worth? Here's the exciting part. You could be holding onto a coin worth an astonishing $31,000. Yes, you heard that right, $31,000 for a single quarter. It's mind-blowing to think that such a small coin, which you might have passed over countless times, could hold such incredible value. So, what should you do if you have one of these quarters? Take a closer look. Examine your coins carefully for any signs of minting errors like a double die or off-center strike, and make sure to check the condition. Even if you don't see any obvious errors, don't discount the possibility of finding a valuable coin just because it seems normal. A professional coin grader can also help you determine its true worth, so if you have any doubts, it might be worth getting an expert opinion. Top 7 and last rare coin, we have something special in store for you, the 2007 Montana quarter. At first glance, it might look like just another state quarter, but don't be too quick to dismiss it. This coin could be hiding a lot more value than you might expect, and we're here to tell you exactly why. Stick around until the end of this video because we're about to reveal just how much this little quarter could be worth, and trust me, you won't want to miss it. The 2007 Montana quarter is part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, which was created to honor each state's unique history and landmarks. The Montana quarter features a beautiful design that highlights the state's rich natural beauty. The image on the coin shows a bison, one of Montana's most iconic animals, alongside the majestic backdrop of the Rocky Mountains. The bison represents strength and resilience, which is a perfect symbol for the state of Montana. This quarter not only celebrates the natural world but also captures a moment in time, showcasing one of America's most iconic landscapes. While this coin may seem like a typical state quarter, it's actually a lot rarer and more valuable than most people realize. It's all about rarity, condition, and minting errors that can turn a simple coin into a collector's dream. Let's break it down. First, let's talk about rarity. Like most of the America the Beautiful quarters, the 2007 Montana quarter was minted in large quantities, meaning you'll find a lot of these coins in circulation. But here's the kicker: over time, as these quarters were used for everyday purchases, many became damaged or worn down. The more a coin is handled, the less valuable it becomes. That's why the key to finding a valuable Montana quarter is finding one that's well preserved. If you have a quarter that's in uncirculated condition, meaning it hasn't been spent or handled too much, it could be worth much more than you think. Coins in mint condition are always in demand, and they can fetch a premium price at auction or in the collector's market. Now, let's dive into the world of minting errors. Minting errors are mistakes made during the coin production process, and they can dramatically increase a coin's value. These errors happen when a coin is struck incorrectly, and sometimes these mistakes can make a coin stand out from the rest. One of the most valuable types of errors collectors look for in coins is a double die error. A double die occurs when a coin is struck twice, but the design shifts slightly, causing the design elements to appear doubled. For the Montana quarter, this could happen in any part of the design, whether it's the bison, the mountains, or even the lettering around the edge. If you find a Montana quarter with a double die error, especially one that's clearly visible, it could make the coin worth a lot more money. Another error that can make this coin even more valuable is an off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't properly aligned when it's struck, causing part of the design to be shifted or missing. An off-center Montana quarter could have a portion of the bison or mountains cut off, or it could have the design slightly tilted. These off-center coins are rare and highly sought after by collectors because they're unique and can't be easily replicated. If you happen to have one of these off-center quarters, it could be worth a significant amount of money. You also want to look out for coins that have die cracks. These occur when the die used to strike the coin begins to break or crack. The crack can leave a permanent mark on the coin, and in some cases, it can add to its value, especially if it's a visible crack that affects the design. Die cracks are another sign of a unique coin, and collectors will pay a premium for them. The condition of the coin is, of course, one of the most important factors when it comes to its value. The 2007 Montana quarter is no exception. Coins that have been circulated for years often have scratches, discoloration, and other signs of wear, which can reduce their value. However, if you find a quarter that looks like it just came out of the mint, it's definitely worth checking out. Coins in pristine or near pristine condition can often fetch much higher prices. A Montana quarter that has been well preserved, free from any heavy wear and tear, could be a real gem for collectors. Now, let's get to the exciting part, the value. So, how much could the 2007 Montana quarter be worth? If you have an uncirculated coin, especially one with a rare minting error like a double die or off-center strike, you could be sitting on a real treasure. This coin, in excellent condition or with a unique error, could be worth an incredible $39,000. Yes, you heard that right, $39,000 for a single quarter. It's hard to believe that something as small as a quarter could be worth so much, but that's the power of rare coins and the passion of collectors who are always on the lookout for unique pieces. So, what should you do if you have one of these coins? The first step is to carefully examine your 2007 Montana quarter. Look for any signs of minting errors, like a doubled die, off-center strike, or die cracks. If you find one of these rare characteristics, or if the coin is in near-perfect condition, it could be worth a lot more than its face value. And even if you don't find any obvious errors, it's still worth holding onto your Montana quarters. Who knows, you might have a hidden treasure that could grow in value over time. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future coin discoveries. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. May your next coin find be a valuable one.